in the harsh, windswept steppes of ancient Mongolia, where the sky touched the earth in an endless embrace, young Temujin stood at the base of the sacred mountain. Not yet known as Genghis Khan, the warrior's heart pounded beneath his deal as he gazed up at the mist-shrouded peak. Legend spoke of a powerful talisman hidden in its heights, one that could unite all the warring tribes under a single banner. The elderly shaman of his clan had told him the tale on a bitter winter night, as the Jer's fire cast dancing shadows on the walls.
The mountain spirit guards a medallion of pure jade. It holds the power to bind the hearts of men, but only one worthy of leading all peoples may claim it.
Temujin had dismissed it as a children's story until the dreams began. Each night, the mountain called to him, showing him visions of a united Mongolia, of peace between the feuding clans, of an empire stretching beyond the horizon. The dreams became so vivid that he could no longer ignore their pull. Now, as he began his ascent, the wind howled around him like the spirits of his ancestors. The path was treacherous, narrow ledges giving way to sheer drops that disappeared into swirling mists below. His fingers grew numb as he climbed higher, the air thinning with each step. Halfway up the mountain, he encountered the first test. A bridge of ice spanned a deep chasm, so delicate it seemed it would shatter at the slightest touch. As Temujin approached, a voice echoed through his mind. Only one who values others above himself may cross. Understanding dawned on him. He removed his weapons, his armor, everything that marked him as a warrior. Standing vulnerable before the bridge, he thought of his people, of their suffering under endless tribal warfare. His desire to unite them, to bring peace, wasn't about personal glory, it was about survival. The ice bridge held. Higher still, he faced the second challenge. A cave mouth opened before him, its depths pitch black. Inside, he heard the growls of what seemed to be 1,000 wolves. The voice spoke again. Only one who can face his fears with wisdom may pass. Instead of drawing his remaining knife, Temujin sat cross-legged before the cave. He began to sing an ancient song of friendship with the wolves, one his mother had taught him as a child. Gradually, the growling ceased. A massive white wolf emerged, bowed its head, and led him through the darkness. At last he reached the summit. There, in a shrine of ice and stone, the jade talisman gleamed. But as Temujin approached, he saw not one talisman, but two, identical in every way. The voice spoke one final time. Choose wisely, for one brings power through Temujin force, studied the talismans the other carefully. through understanding. One seemed to pulse with raw energy, promising strength to crush all opposition. The other glowed with a gentler light, offering the wisdom to unite through leadership rather than conquest. He thought of his people again, of the future he dreamed of building. His hand reached out. When Temujin returned to his camp 7 days later, he carried no talisman. Instead, he brought something far more valuable: the understanding that true unity couldn't be forced through magical objects or military might, but had to be earned through wisdom, respect, and shared purpose. Years later, when he had indeed united the tribes and become Genghis Khan, he would often look toward the sacred mountain. The talisman remained there, waiting for those who sought easy power. But the real magic, he had learned, lay in the journey itself, in facing one's fears, in choosing wisdom over force, in leading with understanding rather than might. The legend of the mountain's talisman lived on, whispered around campfires for generations. Some said Genghis Khan had destroyed it, others that he had hidden it away. But those who understood the true meaning of the tale knew that the greatest power had never been in the talisman at all, but in the lessons learned while seeking it. And so the sacred mountain stands to this day, its peak still shrouded in mist, guarding its secrets for those wise enough to understand them. The wind still howls through its crags, carrying whispers of a young warrior who climbed its heights seeking power, but descended having found wisdom instead.